as we do on Wednesdays, we are sitting down with the Minerals Commission. Today, we are looking at skills development under the Minerals Act. In our last edition, we discussed the published local procurement list, 4th edition, for goods and services as per the Minerals and Mining Local Content and Local Participation Regulation 2020 LI 2431. Today, we are going to look at skills development and the training with respect to that same regulation. And the CEO of the Minerals Commission, Mr. Martin Ayisi, has taken a seat once again, and he will help us understand all the details. Mr. Ayisi, good morning and welcome.
Morning, Tema, morning. How
Great to have you join us again.
Thank you.
You can watch this interview live on the Minerals Commission's social media handles. You can find them on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram. Just look for Minerals Commission Ghana, and you can watch this interview again and again. So we'll get straight into our conversation today. But even before we get to the skills and training that people can take advantage of, the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources recently brought some boats. They commissioned some boats to help keep the mining sector safe from all illegal activities. And I know that there's one that has been sighted at Biposo, and it's active. And we have a little clip that we want to show you on how that boat is being put to use. And then Mr. Ayisi is here, and he will help us understand what we will be looking at when we see it. So that video now. Okay, I understand that clip is not ready, but what's happening at Biposo, Mr. Ayisi?
Tema, good morning and thank you. You see, as government, we have a responsibility to protect the resources of this country. And we have to be, the illegal miners are very smart people, make no mistake about that. But then government will also have to be what? Smarter and perhaps be ahead of them. Typically what happens is that when we pick intelligence, that some illegal operations are going on in some water body, we relay the information to the national security or the various security apparatus. They organize and then go and clear them. Remove all the structures, get people arrested, which they've been doing very well. But then what you realize is that because the military is not, or the security apparatus is not there permanently, they wait. After a week, 2, sometimes months, they go back. So kind of a running battle, okay? You go and clear them, they wait, they come back. You go and do that, they come back. So government has decided that, look, after consultation, we said, look, we will have to find a permanent solution. And what that means is that you have to be permanently present on the water body. Now, 5 water bodies, I guess, are notorious for mining, illegal mining. Praia River, Ankobra, Brim, and until recently, Tano, and then Blackwater. Remember, I keep saying we mine practically almost all the 16 regions now. So what are the boats supposed to do? The boats are to patrol the water bodies 24/7. So I was actually standing in the crowd. I was not sitting by my minister. Then I heard a small scale man, he didn't know me. He said, hey, in Kofo, Charlie, Omoya Hadrin. Say there, if they are going to be here all the time, then we can, kind of, we find a solution now. We have 5 now. Government has brought in 5. It's not enough, but more will come. For now, the Praia and Ankobra will be patrolled, and then a Blackwater. So more boats will be brought by the government. How is it going to work like? The Navy, they are the institution properly trained to use such facilities. So it's been handed over to them. We'll get some water guards or river guards to back them up. And they'll be armed. They are allowed to carry armed. And then they'll be patrolling from the source to the mouth, 24/7. The boats are fitted with gadgets. You can see. They have all these gadgets and all those things on them. Now, we are also developing a control room in Minerals Commission where we are setting up within 1 month to track almost all these things. We'll have drones connected to them, and then you can see So we should be in the position to say and call them. They also have body cams and all those gadgets to avoid perhaps, because one of the things the public was saying, oh, this is laudable, this is good, but there could be abuses, whatever. So we'll provide all those gadgets for them going forward. But for now, those are the boats that you are seeing. And they'll be moving. We hope that within the next 6 months to 1 year, the water situation will improve. If we don't do this, things will never get done.
And you're saying that these are 24/7 throughout the day,
24/7
throughout the week.
I'm saying 24/7 because they go there at midnight. They go there 2-3 o'clock a.m. Sometimes some of them start around 12 a.m. 1, 2, 3. By 4 they are back. So you wake up in the morning, you see that the water has been polluted, mining has been done, and then you don't see anybody there. Do you understand that? Yes, it's like criminals operating at night. It's safer for them, all things being equal, for a criminal to work at night than during the day. I mean, somebody can try robbing GBC at night than during the day right now where people are here.
So we wake up in the morning and the TV
they normally operate periods where most likely they are less likely to be caught.
Yeah.
And water body deep down there. So they will go there around, 2 a.m., 1 a.m. work. And so by 4 a.m., 5 a.m., they are out there. They will come back and then relax.
So is this operation being handled by the Minerals Commission or the task force?
No, the Navy. The boats have been handed to the Navy. The Navy is an institution properly trained and mandated to handle all these things. So we've given it to them. Government has given it to them. And then we'll have 1 or 2 river guards that will support them, because the boats can carry about 7. Okay, so they will have Navy people, and then we'll have a security post along all those areas. So where we had the ceremony is a Prayer River at Beep also. Yes, and then they will move. We did the trials, everything is fine.
Okay, and the trial, the video that we saw is from that trial.
Yes, yes.
And what did the trial teach you about what to expect in this next phase of the fight against
Well,
Galamsey?
what we are expecting is that my advice to any Galamsey person who goes to the water body, that don't go there, because now they'll be present there. If you go there 2 a.m., you see them. Yes, and as a nation, when we do things to ourselves, this is how we have to end up. This facility, for example, that we are going to bring, and we are not going to, police only just the main water body, the arteries, because sometimes they work in the tributaries that feed the Pra and then Cobra. So maybe the main water body, no, but then the arteries, they work there. So as they work, then they dump everything into the water body. It's just an advice, if you like, a warning to them that if you go there 2-3 a.m., they will get you. We are getting there. This money that was used in procuring the boats could have gone to support free HSS, could have refurbished some hospital or provide some roads for us. When we do this thing to ourselves and we keep complaining, that everything is going up, government has to do the X, Y, Z. This money could have done something for us. Now government will have to spend money, taxpayers' money, and come and put boats on Pra and Cobra, Bream, and Tano. Why should that happen as a nation? And then we see these things happening in the full glare of the public. We live with them. They are aware, they know each other. The various institutions that are there see these things. And this is what it has come to. Is that the kind of nation we want? No. But then we also cannot fold up our arms or throw our hands in the sky and say we cannot sit down and do anything. You go and see the Pra, it's so disgusting. Brown. So we hope that in the next 6 months to 1 year, we will see improvements as we bring more boats, as government gets more boats and put them on the water body. We have to do that. We have no choice. It is a responsibility of government to ensure that these water bodies are protected, and we have to do that.
And the Minerals Commission fully supports that.
Yes, we will support
decision.
that fully. And then we'll connect them into our online portal in the system and relay all the information. And the Navy, trust me, they'll do their job. You go there, you meet them, and they are armed. So it's not enough, because the Galamsey people now carry arms. They carry arms and move about. That's why sometimes our officers feel threatened, but they have all the information. But the Navy that will mount these boats, they are carrying arms, sophisticated arms. They are properly trained. So if they get you, in the past they will just swim. Before the security agencies get it, they swim ashore and all those things. This is so fast. And you can't swim faster than this. So they'll relay the information. They have the gadgets, the drones will be watching. They are coming. So when the information comes, they say you are at the GBC gate. The next one will meet you in the corner somewhere. So you actually meet them. We also have to be ahead as a government. We have to be ahead of the curve. Or else they will just beat you. 2 a.m. They'll go there 2 a.m. But now I'm saying that when you go 2 a.m., you will see them there. They are there, well armed. Well armed.
So a multi-sectoral approach to fighting galamsey ongoing here with the purchase of those speedboats. The Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources has deployed them at the command of the Ghana Navy, from what Mr. Ayisi is telling us. Fully armed men patrolling the river bodies that are notorious for galamsey activities, and the caution is do not do it at whatever time, because they are there 24/7. The Minerals Commission has promised to send details, and you can follow all those activities on their social media handles. You can get them on YouTube, LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at Minerals Commission Ghana. So last week, Mr. Ayisi was, or the week before that, Mr. Ayisi was here, and we're talking about skills development and how you can get a job in the mine, even if you're not an engineer. And we know that there are other administrative jobs that can also be of benefit to you. So we're going to recap some of those things. So Mr. Ayisi, you told us about the engineering courses that people can read at KNUST and other tertiary institutions that can qualify them for some of these mining jobs. Let's recap some of those ones.
Okay, first let's start this way. What does the law say as far as skills development, research training are concerned? It's important we get that. I would like to make this point clear. Because of our 100+ year history of mining, we are one of the countries in the world that have a lot of talent or skills in mining. Let nobody make mistake about that. Ghana is a major recruitment hub for mining skills and talent in Africa. Any company that comes to any of the countries in Africa that they do mining, the first place they go for when they are looking for people is Ghana. So you find Ghanaians working in Burkina Faso, you find them in DRC, you find them in East Africa, Tanzania, you find them in Kenya. Myself, I was in Kenya and East Africa for so many years. You find them in Guinea, you find them in Mali, you find them all over the place. You find them in Australia, Western Australia, in huge numbers. You find them in Canada, you find them in US, working over all those places. So we are a major exporter of skills. That is not to say that everything is fine or we have gotten to the brim. So I want to lay that foundation first. Now let's go to the law. As far as the law is concerned, just like the goods and services, there are some areas that are entirely preserved for Ghanaians. Entirely preserved for Ghanaians. We will not allow expatriates. We will only allow expatriates under some, circumstances. I'll come to that. So I'll spend the next 1 month or so talking about skills a lot of people would like to hear. So let me mention some of the areas that have been reserved for Ghanaians, simply because we have a lot of talent in that area. So if you look at the third schedule of the law, the local content law, I'll just take you through it. General manager rules after 3 years from commencement of mining operations. And unless it's a new mine, all the general managers must be Ghanaians. Then the mine manager. Mine manager is like, maybe to let the public understand what I'm saying, like the army commander. If you are going to war, it's the army commander that leads everything. So in the mine, those big mines that you see, the mine operates on a mine manager. I'll come to what it takes to become a mine manager. If we don't do that today, we'll do that in our next edition. Then, this is what I want you to note. All non-technical services and non-engineering roles, irrespective of the level or grade, including human resource and related roles, finance and accounting and related roles, communication, community relations or sustainability roles, legal and compliance, corporate affairs and related roles. What am I saying here? What I'm simply saying is that anything that is not technical or not engineering, we will not allow expatriates. That is what it has come to. So you cannot bring a foreigner to become, let's say, head of human resource. until recently, you find some expatriates working as external affairs manager, corporate affairs. All those roles have been eliminated. So when this law was passed in 2020, there was this 1 year transition period. We asked all the mining companies, let all those persons leave and replace them with Ghanaians, and they are gone. So that's the first thing. All non-technical, non-engineering roles, fully localized, no room for an expatriate. That is one. And then where it is technical, from the general manager down, Ghanaian. Middle level, Ghanaian. Unskilled, Ghanaian. Clerical, Ghanaian. I will talk about the exceptions. Because where you are bringing new technology, where they are specialized projects and you apply and justify, we may consider that. So it's important the public understand these things. So it's not about contract mining and fuel and lubricants for Ghanaians. And when it comes to skills too, these areas are preserved for Ghanaians. What is the next thing that we need to know? Anybody who has been issued with a mineral right, whether to do exploration or to provide a support service or to do mining, you are supposed to submit to the Minerals Commission a localization plan and also a plan to employ and train Ghanaians. So it is not enough to say, I have 650 workers, they are all Ghanaians. No. You have to give us the details of every person and then the program you have to train them to get to where they are. We check. In fact, by not submitting your plan alone and you get risks, you'll be fine. If you bring an expatriate, you also be fine. Then let me talk about the conditions under which you can bring an expatriate. Then after that, we might discuss the skill set and what is required. If you want to bring an expatriate, first, we will have to be convinced that it is not a role for a Ghanaian. If it's a role for a Ghanaian, sorry, we will reject it. But where even it is for a role for a Ghanaian and for some other reasons you want to fill the gap, you have to justify. So for instance, there's a mining company that lost a Ghanaian. The guy has gone to Australia. It's normal. He will come back one day as maybe CEO or general manager. And then the person was occupying a particular position where it's difficult for them within 2-3 months to get a Ghanaian, even though it's a Ghanaian role. They came, they spoke to us, and then they got a Ghanaian who they need to give a certain training within 2 months. That has been sorted out and we are considering it. So these are some of the exceptions we make. And then you have to bring the person's CV, person specification, his condition of service. We know how much they pay all of them. And then you get a Ghanaian who will be replacing the expatriate before we approve it. So by and large, these are the basic things that the Ghanaians need to know. Now we'll get to the skills proper. As far as the skills are concerned, I want to break them into 3. First, if you like, the ones that basically they like to take the various engineering groups or areas. Then we'll talk about those with the trade skills. They are like, I don't know how to put it in Ga or Tree. Like those who drive this jumbo and all those things. So there's also a rule for them. Those who go to like Tematech, those ATTC, those guys. We'll talk about that too. Because I don't want people to get the impression that you need a degree.
Tertiary.
You need a degree or HND at the university or that high level to work in the mine. Those who go to this polytechnics also, they have a role. So let's start with the degree. By far, the commonest or the most sought after is the mining engineering, which is done in, 2 universities, UMAT, and then our famous university at Takwa, which is practically established for mining. So yes, the miners or the mining companies need people who have read mining engineering. If in Minerals Commission, we need them. We take them also as inspectors. So they need them. Then, you see, if you go to the mine, they have something they call the processing plant. When they crush everything and they bring it to the mill, they have to process and separate it, etc. So they need, those who have done chemical engineering or metallurgy. So chemical engineering is available at UST, it's available at UMAT. So you can be a chemical engineer, you can also be a metallurgist. Now, the mining companies also have labs where they also test various things, apart from the ones that the regulator also have. So you even see people who have read chemistry working in their labs. So these are areas that they also rely on. And then they also require mine surveyors. In the past, they used to have a program called Diploma in Mine Surveying. Some of my colleagues when we were at university read that, and they are all gainfully employed now. But I think that program has been scrapped. They now have what they call geomatic engineering. So they tend to work as mine surveyors. We've also taken a few, and they are working at Minerals Commission. So mine engineering, mineral engineering, geomatics engineering, or mine surveying if you train somewhere. And then they also hire mechanical engineers. When we're going to school, they will say, oh, mechanical engineer, oh, jamobe fitter. It is not true. So, because you see, as regulators, when we go to the mine there are all kinds of machinery. So we have inspectors who are in charge of machinery, and most of them are mechanical engineers. Now, even these days, we are trying to, train them to be able to multitask. So you find somebody who has done mechanical engineering, he has worked in the mines, maybe he has been hired by Minerals Commission as an inspector machinery, and then we let him go and do a master's in mining engineering. I'll give you one of the best examples. The person who is a boss at the biggest gold mine in Ghana, Takwa, he read mechanical engineering at UST, and then got a job in Ashanti, and then later on went and did a master's program in mining. And they did all the certification, became mine manager, general manager. His last place of work was at Newmont. Now he's at Takwa. So he has mechanical engineering background. He has a mining engineering background. So you can easily move from mining engineering, from mechanical engineering, and top it up with mining engineering. That's it. Sometimes they even take civil engineers who are later trained. They also train because they need people who do geotech. And they are very good. And then you can see someone who can do civil engineering, first degree, work in a mine, later on go and do mining engineering, either at the master's level. Once you did engineering, it's easy to do a master's. So by and large, these are the basic engineering, degrees they have. We have all those things in our premier universities, the two, Takwa and KNUSC. They train them, they are top class. Now let me add this. We didn't see that when I joined Minerals Commission 20 years ago. The mines used to do that. They take graduates and employ them. Now the law says that they have to do it. So this is what is going on, particularly all the mining companies. So for instance, you go to a place like UMAT. There are universities surrounding them. Sorry, there are mining companies that are in that vicinity. You have Takwa, that is nearby, Goldfields. Daman is not far away. Prestia FGR is there, and then you also have Iduaprim. These are big mines. So Takwa is like, if you like, the mining capital of Ghana because of the number of mines that are there. What we have agreed with the mining companies is that all these engineering and mining related programs, anytime the students go on vacation, they have to go to the mine. It's now obligatory. So Goldfields, FGR, Iduaprim and Co. have to decide the numbers they will take. Maybe I'll take 5 mining engineering students. I'll take 5 geomatics. I'll take maybe 3 mechanical, etc.
It gives them practical.
Yes, and they must file this in the Minerals Commission. We've had that discussion. So they go there, stay in the mine for like 3 months, and go back when school resumes. Then second year they go. Third year they go. Fourth year, when they finish, they go there. In fact, some of them, as soon as they finish their program, they go there and then wait for national service. So the mining companies keep them, maybe about 10 or 15. They also have this graduate training program. So you see, what am I trying to say here? By the time you finish your 4-year degree program today, somebody who is reading mining engineering at UMAT or KNST, he's employable. The mining companies are doing that. They're employable. And then they might end up taking, let's say, 20, including service, and then keep them for a year or 2. So they will come to 20, and then at the end of the day, they may hire about 5. And then we also recruit some. We took a lot this year and last year.
When we had this conversation the last time, we talked about how much Ghanaians in mining are paid and how that weighs against the foreign counterparts. And I remember someone called into the program to ask that question specifically. So since we are recapping, can you reiterate those key points for the public again? Because
maybe you don't know, the mining industry is a highly paid sector. Yes, it's a very sweet place. They are well paid. That one you don't have to deny it. They are very well paid. So you see, as I speak, let me tell you this. When you come up as a new mine, the first 3 years, you are supposed to have, if we allow you an expatriate quota, you are supposed to have 10% of your expatriates. That is the proportion between your expatriate and senior staff. First 3 years. The next 3 years, it has to reduce to, 5%. Then after the first 6 years, you must work with Minerals Commission to attain full Ghanaian participation. So as I speak, a mine like Hydroapim, a very big mine, they have full Ghanaian participation, 650 workers from MD to cleaner. So it is not true. So the mining companies are very well, they pay them very well. That is why, as much as possible, we try to discourage you from hiring an expatriate. Because you see, when you bring an expatriate, you pay him more. And then the more you spend, paying expatriate, the more you build up your operating costs. And the less government take. Because if you have more costs, you don't have enough to pay taxes and other things to government. So I'll prefer government gets 5 cedi instead of 3 cedi. So we have a lot of work to do to make sure that the expatriate situation is brought down. And I'm proud to say that most of the mining companies is 90% plus because of these skills we've developed over the years. So that is it. They are very well paid. The miners are very well paid.
I think that because you said we'll do this again and again, and perhaps the next time we can look at what the opportunities are for these technical school leavers,
yes,
like Kimbu Sectech and the Katekos and the ATTCs, and how they can also take a sport.
In fact, I'll tell you something. We are now even struggling to get people to, you see these big jumbo trucks, etc. Next time I come, I'll show you some pictures. That's like the way we show you the boat so that you see it. Sometimes they come and say they want to go and bring people from outside, and I can understand. So I will need to explain more, educate Ghanaians that, look, it's not about first degree engineering, but also you need these technical skills. You need people who can work on the drilling rig, etc. So we'll discuss more of that. We're here for the next 1 month, just like we did for local
So next week we are doing technical skills in mining.
Skills.
Okay. That's a date then. Mr. Martin Kwekwe, thank you so much. CEO of Minerals Commission has sat with us explaining the opportunities in the Mining Act for local participation, and today we've spoken specifically about skills and training development, and we've gone into degree courses that you could study in order to get a job in the mines, but you also need technical skills, and the law provides for certain categories of workers to be only Ghanaians, and that includes all non-engineering aspects. So HR, marketing, and all that. Non-technical skills would also be employable in the mines. So get your CVs in shape, perhaps, is what I would say. Mr. Ayisi will be back again next week with more details on the skills and development for the mines. Thank you, sir, for making the time. You can watch this interview again and again on the social media handles of the Minerals Commission. Look for Minerals Commission Ghana on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and follow their activities. This is Breakfast Live on GTV. We'll be back with